Welcome to the channel, everyone. I'm Skratch. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Saturday. We are currently on the test server, guys. We're gonna take the Archer Queen for a spin, and my god, she's absolutely busted on this build, and in such a good way. The champion is currently in game with a 15x progressive chance. I've tried my luck. I haven't managed to get her. Still today after clan boss, nothing happened for me. Maybe for some of you guys it did. And yeah, she is a crossover from Monster Hunters, guys. If you are familiar with that game, she looks pretty badass, right? She looks super cool in terms of armor, and she will become one of the best Hydra provokers in the entire game. And the reason for it is because I feel like there are only two champions that can put provoke for 2 turns that are kind of like decent for Hydra. Molly Tankard, and is her right now. But her on top of it can do Hex AoE. She's gonna do decreased speed with this skill and boost the thermometer of all of your team when you are attacking bosses. If you're not attacking bosses, she's going to do stuns, which means that she's gonna be huge for the Cursed City too. Then we have the A1, which attacks an enemy, puts increased accuracy on herself, and heals all allies by 10% of their max HP when attacking enemies under a Hex debuff. If there are multiple champions on the team with the skills, only one will activate. So this is actually very nice because you're going to attack the Hydra heads, right? You're gonna get a lot of value from the champion. Plus, you're gonna increase your own defense. She has a defense aura for dungeons, so that won't work for Hydra. She doesn't have the craziest multipliers, and I guess it makes sense considering that she can be so freaking nasty, right? Like, she's actually a pretty badass champion. Let me just quickly show you the build that I have on, guys, and then we're gonna take her in for a spin without wasting any more time. So I have her on a Relentless and a Perception set. Now, why is she busted on this build? Because we are actually aiming to have her fill in multiple roles, okay? So she has a lot of resistance. Her accuracy is not the highest, and I'm gonna explain you why, the strategy that I have behind this. At the same time, my banners kind of suck, the resistance banners. I try to give her damage too. I want to get some damage out of her. The main thing for my main account, can I elevate my damage with her in the team, you know? And I feel like with a build like this, I could potentially squeeze in a few extra millions from my brutal key, you know? But she's very powerful in any difficulty. So total stats on her, we have 41k HP, 6,000 defense, 244 speed. I would like a bit of more speed, not gonna lie. Full crit rate, 200 crit damage. More crit damage would be nice too. 470 resistance. Now for Nightmare, I will need more resistance. 273 accuracy. Now when she's using the basic skill, she will put a increased accuracy buff on herself for 2 turns, guys. Okay, so that will increase the accuracy by 135 more, you know, so that will take me up to 400 accuracy, which will be more than enough for Nightmare Hydra as well, if you plan to use her there. So I try to really get a lot of value out of this champion. Now, the reason why I decided to go with Resistance 2 is because I won't have any other champion in my team that will buff with increased accuracy. And in some cases, she might become the mischief target. So I want to make sure she's going to be spot on. Now, of course, my team right now is a bit all over the place with the champions that I'm using, and she doesn't become the mischief target straight off the back, but this won't be the actual team that I'll be running most probably. I gotta free my Cardial. Probably I'm going to bring in a different champion to get a job done. I have a counterattack accessory. I would like to have more of them because that will mean that means that she will put that increased accuracy buff on her pretty much all the time, you know. So the main idea is I'm going to start with an ally attack. She will buff her accuracy and then use the other skills, you know. So I won't have to actually waste some of the skills or just open with A1 instead to gain the accuracy up, you know. So that's kind of like how I'm strategizing the things on her. These are the Masteries. War Master as tier 6, of course. And we went all the way down to Master Hex. That is crazy to see Hex for 4 turns, you know. And of course, Cycle of Magic. Having Lore of Steel is gonna help us a bit too. More accuracy from here, and War Master as tier 6, just to pinch in a bit of extra damage. But let's actually head over to the Hydra clan boss, guys, and take her in for a spin there. We're gonna go on Brutal. And this will be the team. Don't get discouraged. I'm not trying to do a guide on the team. I'm just trying to see how well she will synergize with all these freaking whale champions, you know, because why not? She's gonna work great if you don't have a champion to bring in your defense down like Mishinaki. You can bring in an Ugo, and then you can take out, of course, you can take out to Hanarak, and you can bring in an Artax, so you get decreased attack. You're gonna get HP burn like that too. So you can make a lot of combinations up to you what champions you're really planning to use in here. Honestly, I will still use Elatrian because I like him, and I feel like, yeah, why not? Since he's a new champion, let's take him in for a spin. Now, what I'm curious to see is how well she will perform compared to Mishinaki. Now, he does have a better build. He has 1k less defense than her, though. And I think he might be on Savage, which will give him the edge, of course. He doesn't need to have the resistance, but kind of like to have a bit of an idea, you know? He does have that funky passive, which gives him extra damage overall. So basically, we're doing it like this. 1 ally attack. Okay, no Brimstone there this time around. Maybe now. Okay, Brimstone on, block buffs, decrease attack. And actually, we spread the HP burn instead, which is actually pretty crazy. And I just misclicked right there, which is fine. Let's actually do this. Put the shield on. We might actually get messed up here with the Head of Mischief. Provoke for 2 turns, Hex for 3 turns on the enemy. And the good thing is with her and Taras in the same team, she's giving the team turn meter. Taras gives the team turn meter. So my team should be rotating like crazy. You know, that's why I actually wanted to use Taras in here. You see, she became the Mischief target. The Mischief got nothing, basically, which is exactly what we want him to get. Literally nothing. And having that provoke for 2 turns is actually very helpful. I still use Taras's skill, even though we didn't had... Okay, hello. What am I clicking? What's happening? Even though I didn't had defense down, but that's fine. So right now, check this out. We're going to get a lot of turn meter, and of course, we put decreased speed on the enemy. So you're getting like, what, 40% turn meter. Then I can come in with Taras, just banging with the A1, more turn meter. This really makes the team to rotate super fast, you know, and I feel like that's a very good thing. So overall, she might enable me to squeeze a few more million damage with my team, you know, with something like this. The main idea, for my account at least, guys, is we're always trying to push our Hydra damage higher and higher because of the Hydra clash, you know, and I'm trying to see kind of like which champions give me the best value, you know, and I feel like if I'm replacing Soulless with her, I will get a bit of extra value. The only thing is my Soulless, unlike other people, of course, which it might be the case, he is at +4, and that does give him a bit of edge, you know. But I feel like because she's bringing the decreased speed and all the extra turn meter, allowing my team to rotate faster, I think that might actually beat his damage. Even though the idea is not that she's going to be the damage alone against Soulless, it's just the idea of getting more damage from the entire team, you know. So I feel like that's gonna be a good thing. But let's actually click on auto. We're gonna see a bit how everything plays out. Provoke again for 2 turns. The idea is, especially if you have her on a relentless or if you have her at a decent amount of speed, and because of all the turn meter that you're getting, the Head of Decay will be provoked for the rest of his miserable life, okay? No matter what, he will be provoked just for the simple fact that we're overlapping all the heads, you know? Constantly overlapping the heads. And if we're gaining an extra turn from the Relentless, dropping some more cheeky damage, being able to debuff again is just huge, guys. You know, it's like so easy to control the Head of Decay, which is one of the most annoying heads in Hydra, right? Like, he cleanses the team, gives them turn meter, then he puts the shield and the cleanse on them again, making your team to struggle to defeat a head that has the shield, you know, especially if they devoured one of your champions. So being able to deal with the head of decay as easy as this is amazing. Of course, when the rotations change and we're gonna have a magic head of decay, I think we do have that in a couple of rotations, if I'm not mistaken. That's when she won't be that great against the rotation because of the weak hits and because of the longer cooldown. she won't be as efficient, you know. So Molly Tankard, again, she can be a solid provoker. Soulless can be a solid provoker because of the two skills that provoke. But overall, if you manage to summon this champion, guys, I feel like you won. You know, I feel like you won is definitely a champion that has a lot of use too, especially for the series of Sintranos, faction wars. If you're still progressing through that part, you know, like being able to stun them, manipulate turn meter on the boss as well is going to be massive for a lot of you guys. And even for wave controlling the Doom Tower, I feel like she will be one of the best crowd controllers in there. You know, provoke, stuns, turn meter manipulation. What else you want, basically? You know, what else you want? And it just took us a pretty short time to reach the 30 million damage that you need to one key brutal, but we're trying to go a bit higher. I'm actually gonna leave it a few more minutes, and I'm just kind of like trying to see what sort of damage we will have at around 10 minutes, more or less, probably, or maybe 8 minutes. And I'm gonna compare it with the team on my account when I'm doing the key, and that will kind of like give me an idea. Okay, I'm getting more damage. I'm actually getting less damage from it, but I'm pretty convinced that enabling my team to rotate faster, you know, and even if I'm just squeezing in a few extra skills with some of them, it will still be overall better, you know. The problem is to Hanorach, man, and her block buffs. When you have so many debuffs on all of these heads, you're always spreading something else but the right debuff, you know. It seems like right there we had more buffs on Taras than we had on our Archer Queen. When you're constantly killing the head of Torment, you are getting the Veil too, you know, which will add extra buffs on some random champions. But there we go, decrease speed on everybody, boost that turn meter, allowing us to rotate again. We don't even have the Head of Decay out here, which is fine. So we are at almost 2 million damage per turn, you know, which is very, very good, actually. That's kind of like how it should be. So even with my normal team, I feel like I was at around there, 2 million damage per turn. The only problem is that the more I was going in and the more bad RNG I was having, on manual, not on auto, which right now is on auto, the damage was just slowly dropping. And considering that this is on auto and I'm not making the decisions myself, I'm not literally maximizing every single skill, every single attack to make sure that Mishinaki doesn't hit weak heads, strong heads, and stuff like that. I feel like the damage is ramping up pretty good. You know, it's keeping up the step, you know, with the numbers there. Almost 50 million at 28 turns. So you see slowly it's dropping here too. But this is on auto, so it's definitely a bit of a difference. Definitely a bit of a difference. Not to mention, we're going to have hacks on non-stop with Mishinaki and her. You know, you don't even need another Hex champion. She's enough. She's definitely enough to put a Hex on the entire team. So 29 turns, 52 million damage. We need Taras to drop in a couple of good hits to pump up the damage again. Once we have defense down and everything on the rest. So the Head of Decay is out. We didn't have a provoke available, and that's because I'm on auto, not manualing. If I would have had the provoke, that would have been actually much better. But unfortunately, right now, okay, he actually got to devour the champion instead. So we put a provoke now. That's good. So he's not gonna get his cleanse in. That's about it. It's gonna be game over for the Head of Decay from here. Even though we have magic champions against the Force Head, we're gonna be more than fine. So I kind of need to Hanorach to spread the block buffs rather than something else. But I feel like she's gonna be a bit of an RNG. Let's actually target the Head of Mischief with that. Just in case if she has that on. But seems like we have decreased attack, so probably no, she doesn't have the block buffs. At least let's take him down quick, you know. So 8 minutes in, turn 40, 57 million damage. The damage dropped quite a bit from the 2 million per turn. And trust me, you can definitely keep that if you're doing the right decisions. And as long as there are not a lot of strong affinity heads involved in the run here, you should be more than fine, you know. But let me actually just back out of the run. 60 million damage, we doubled that damage. I'm very curious to see what sort of damage she dealt just overall, even if I'm not comparing it with nobody, you know, it's just kind of like to have a... Wow! Actually, it's very nice. Look at that. Look at that. I did not expect it to see it like this. So I'm actually a bit surprised by her damage. Even though her multipliers are pretty low, 3.1 and 3 on the AoEs, which are not wow for a damage dealer, you know, she's still doing fairly decent damage. Of course, some of the hex damage gets applied to her, some to Mishinaki, but we have Taras with 15.2, Mishinaki with 15.5, and we have the Archer Queen with 15.2, almost 15.3. So that's why I was like, wow, you know, like they're all on even field, you know. It's like I try to equal their damage. So that's actually very, very good. I'm actually impressed with that, you know. But the build does help her quite a bit to have a good build on her, you know. Definitely. So I would strongly suggest you, if you can give her a nice build like this, even if you're breaking a few other champions, go for it, because you're not going to regret it. Now, talking about the Cursed City, guys, at the moment, we all know the hardest part is Soul Cross, right? Like there are a lot of annoying stages, and I feel like in some cases she will be very, very important. It really depends of the restrictions, you know. Like right now, she's not really in play on any of the harder stages, not yet. But maybe next rotation she will be in, you know, and that will make her amazing. Let's go to Faction Wars. So right here we have the Barbarian faction, and you will encounter quite a few annoying waves in here. So let's take that out. Let's bring her in. So we can go in with her, and let's just go like that, you know. So we have a bit of support. We have a bit of damage. She's going to be massive with the control, you know. Like, look at that. Provoke on everybody. Like, they're not going to make a move. Yes, the provoke is only for one turn, but that's fine, because after she moves to this, to stuns, you know. And it's going to be even better on the boss. Right now, again, you're going to control all these waves. Of course, it won't be as easy for you to just go in and kill the waves if you don't have a well-developed account, but you're going to control these mobs non-stop, guys. Stun, provoke, drop their thermometer, and this will take you to the final stage. It's going to make all the faction wars feel like a breeze, you know, to have this champion available. Okay, we have freeze on us right there. So because it's the boss, we cannot provoke this one, okay? But we're going to be able to put increased speed on the boss. And we have the Hex that will heal our team too, so you don't really need to have any crazy healers in there. And on top of it, having the decreased speed on the boss and increasing the thermometer on our team will actually allow us to defeat this faster too. 100%. And it's funny because she's constantly resisting, but then she's still getting 3% every now and then. Or the freeze might not be... the freeze might be unresistible, actually. I can't remember 100%. Yeah, cannot be resisted, okay. I haven't checked the Faction War boss's skills, guys, in like a couple of years, probably. But hey, we do have the free-to-play challenge and the free-to-play account, so I'm definitely going to check a lot of skills, refresh my memory with a lot of these bosses, you know, that I haven't checked in such a long time. While I mainly know kind of like most of the things that they're doing, they are things like this, like, okay, can that be resisted? It cannot be resisted. What's happening with it? Let me know in the comments down below if you managed to summon the Archer Queen, guys. I really think that you can even use her for Arena. If you're looking to progress through Arena and you want to have a Provoker or a Stun champion, it's going to be awesome because you're definitely going to be able to put in some work with her. And let's actually just go and do an Arena fight. Test server, I'm going to look to get one of the easier teams. If not, I'm going to get destroyed here, guys, okay? So, just so you know, probably is a lot of stone skin involved. So that's another thing that we need to keep in mind. Let's actually try it here. We might hit in stone skin, but that's fine. And we don't have enough accuracy for everybody, which again should be fine. Alessandra probably is very, very fast. My Sif is pretty slow actually, so I'm gonna have to go with Warlord. Just in case to log them, you know. But imagine that Warlord is not there, and imagine that you're faster than the opponent, you know. I kind of like had a feeling that it will be a lot of Stone Skin. If you're doing 3v3 and you're looking to progress, it's not going to be the best champion to get the job done, you know. But at least it will be a champion that will maybe enable you. Not everybody has crazy stacked accounts. So for those people that don't have crazy stacked accounts, she will be a decent champion for Arena 2. Not to do the craziest damage or anything like that, but just to basically help your team in there, you know. And look at that, provoke again, a hex, and probably is gonna take us a bit of time to kill that Duchess, but that's fine, no problem. Slowly and surely we'll be getting it off, you know. Okay, we're still waiting on that UDK to lose the Stone Skin, and then we're gonna attempt to nuke again. We're gonna buff with increased defense from Siphi. The good part is that we have like what 6k defense, so we should be able to smack a bit of damage in here, put a bit of damage. Let's go like this, you know. Let's go like that because I wanna buff. I wanna buff with increased defense, so I have 2 AoEs. If not, it's gonna be hard to kill the Duchess. She's definitely not material for the craziest arena tiers, you know. Extra turn from Relentless, bang, look at that. We got resisted, which is fine. We're slowly taking them all down though. Can let it go on auto and just have like an arena fight in here too, you know. Oh, that was so close. Look at her. She's down. She is down. Man down, man down. Now on Savage, of course, she would hit much harder for Arena 2. Savage makes a massive, massive difference, guys. 1 minute and 52 seconds. We finally managed to slaughter that team. 268k damage. Not too shabby, not too shabby, considering that we had the Stone Skin and all the rest. But I don't think she's material for higher end Arena. I think she's progressive for Arena. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Have you managed to pull this beast of a champion? How are you building her? Where are you using her? Appreciate every single one of you guys watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.